greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. 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 Yeah, I just wanna be.
Welcome to the One Pride Podcast. We talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors, and we have a hell of a fun time doing so. And in today's stream, I'm going alone. I'm going Han Solo on you, mug. All by myself. We're obviously going to talk about the latest regarding our Detroit Lions training camp. That's what's going on. We're going to take QA from all of you lovely folks, you One Pride drinking Kool-Aid mug like myself, and we're going to have a good time. 9 drinks in the building. We got Mofo, Jimbo. We got Lions 1960. Grandizer, what's going on there? Chrome Man, Bear Pig, Detroit Dabber, James Dark, Sean Messer, my guy Ra, Podcast Giovanni, Lions Dave Foster, and Paul Levine, and I'm sure more of you guys will be coming in any moment. Why? Because that's what happens. Broder says LFG, JK, KM Man, Jay Schultz. Love it. Absolutely love it. Folks, it has been awesome for our Detroit Lions in training camp this year than in years past. It is absolutely good to see a full-on machine working, and that's what we need to do to continue the success from the end of last season to this season, where we take the NFC North and say F you to all of the losing regimes that we've had in the past for the Lions. About damn time. And I tell you what, the Lions offense has been an absolute machine. It has. Jared Goff, he's maybe not even 4 incompletions so far, all in training camp. He's hitting Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's hitting LaPorta, Jahmyr Gibbs, and every other damn weapon that he has. He's doing a phenomenal job taking apart defense right now in training camp, and it's really good to see the precision, the accuracy, surgery that's going on for our offense. What we expect. We expected our offense to go from, top 4 now to maybe one of the, if not the best offense in football. If not the best offense in football. And I freaking love it. I am getting psyched. I am getting hyped. I am really happy to see what we kind of expected to take place, because you never really know until it happens. You can guess, you can say, you can think, but it's happening just like that. And that's very good. Albert Breer was at practice yesterday and the day before taking a look at the Detroit Lions. The first thing he said is, this team can make a run. He says these guys are efficient. This team legitimately is potentially could make a run. He said they're here for the playoffs. And he says he only goes to teams in the beginning of training camp that he thinks is going to make a run. His next stop was Kansas City. His first stop was Detroit. Folks, the hype's real. It is. And the Lions offense is making it a reality. And guess what? The defense, not too shabby itself. Yesterday in training camp, the defense was stify. Jack Campbell in there. Derek Barnes getting it done. Folks, the linebacking core is probably the best we've had since 2014 when we had DeAndre Levy. It's the best that we've had in a long time. It's been booty cheeks for years. You've complained. I've complained. My dog complained. Some cat down the road complained. But it's looking a little bit better that we're seeing in training camp. Is it the best? No. But it's been so bad for years. Now it's starting to be all right. And that's a damn good thing. Aidan Hutchinson, if Jared Goff was not wearing a red shirt, same with Sudfeld, would have had a couple of sacks. Remember all those people that said last year that Aidan Hutchinson's a bust? Yeah, it's not looking like that. Yeah, I think they're a little bit off on that one. Aidan Hutchinson is back to what he does, getting the pass rush required. Charles Harris has shown out really well on the opposite side. He's been a standout so far in training camp. Romeo Okwara has not been a dud either. He's doing what he's doing. But right now it looks like Charles Harris is probably going to maybe get a little bit more time than Romeo Okwara. Joshua Pascal doing his thing. I haven't heard a whole lot from Malik McNeil except for he looks more physically fit. That is it. It's really hard to, until they get the pads on, until they're grabbing on folks, what the defensive line's going to do, just because they want to be cautious and, you're not slamming people on the ground. Secondary, without C.J. Gardner-Johnson, you had Brian Branch in there, Will Harris doing their thing. It is good that C.J. Gardner-Johnson is not injured. It is good that he's not an extended injury. Huge shout-out for him. Marvin Jones Jr., same thing. There's some little dings up with Jameson Williams and these guys. I don't care about little dings up. As long as it's not big, hey, take a couple days off. It's only training camp. It's not the end of the world for sure. But they're looking good. The kicking battle, it's coming. They're tied. 4 for 5 both. One missed on a 33 and the other one missed on a 36. The day before, 5 for 5. So right now, Romo and Patterson, they're neck and neck. You still got to give it to Patterson because of the trade. That's kind of the way I think it. And he's actually had real in-game experience, but in the NFL, not just in the CFL or anything like that. And so that's the way that I'm seeing it right now in training camp. Everything is efficient. Again, I've talked about this, I think, last week, that I remember listening to Peyton Manning when he was in training camp, and he would get irate if a ball would touch the ground because they're all about efficiency and practice the way you play. And guess what, folks? It's kind of like that right now. It is so freaking good to see, hear, and soon watch. I got to get a drink of Gatorade. Why? Mouth is dry. You got to do it. The mouth is dry. Standouts in training camp. I'm going to give you some of my standouts that I think. Jared Goff is a big-time standout for me. I think, his efficiency now with him and St. Brown and the rest of the weapons, he's on a different level right now. Better than I think last year, and that's just great news for the Detroit. Just absolute great news for the Detroit Lions to have your quarterback do that. And look, that's what you want to have, right? You draft a guy in round 3, and you make the depth better. The quarterback position all around is better. That's just the way it is. So it's really good to see there. Derek Barnes obviously is a standout. He might push Malcolm Rodriguez for time. You really could. It could be Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, and you got Derek Barnes is the guy who's coming in and out. He's doing really good in coverage. The last 2 practices, 95% of the practice, he's been really damn good, and then he's made an error both times in one practice, so huge shout-out to him. Sam LaPorta, massive standout right now. Him and Jared Goff are just tearing it up. They're tearing that ass up, man. They're going all in, man. They're going deep. They're pounding that bad boy. They are freaking tearing that up.
Oh, my God.
It's 100%, so I like seeing that. And obviously, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's in year 3. He's wanting to be an all-pro. And what he does on the practice field is amazing, how he separates. He catches every damn football that comes his way, and he's aggressive, really out-effing standing. Really, really do so. I really think he is a phenomenal player. Folks, we got 109 in the building with only 38 likes. Let's get to 50 likes. If we get to 100 likes, you already know we will get the Ultra Combo.
Combo breaker.
We love the Ultra Combo in here. Why? Because we're a fan of Killer Instincts, and we like Street Fighter as well. So, smash that like button. It does help out. If you got questions, throw it in the comment section. Why? Because that's what today is about. I don't got any guests. It's just me. So if you got questions, let me know in the comments below, and we're going to get this thing going. It says, why did they release Michael Badgley? I like the guy because they had other kickers, and they were perfectly fine with Romo and Patterson. But guess what? If they flunk out, they can always just re-sign Michael Badgley. I mean, he's a free agent. Any updates on Joshua Pascal? No, not really. I haven't heard a whole lot from Pascal, to be quite honest with you. I don't think he's doing anything bad. I don't think he's doing anything phenomenal. I think he's taking it fine. Sometimes if you don't hear from somebody, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, because you could hear somebody and they absolutely suck, 100 years old and still going. So hopefully not anytime soon. How does Martinez look? He's not making the team. Maybe he'll make the practice squad. Not a lot on him except for he made a completed pass, I read. So not really a whole lot going on with him. He says, when I'm not with my kids playing football, that's regarding making 3 videos a day. He says, James, Houston has made a couple of plays here in training camp as you expected. Houston is a phenomenal player, and I expect his reps to go up this year compared to last year for the NFL season. He had approximately 15, so hopefully he goes to 30. Hopefully he goes to 30. That'd be a little bit better than just 15. Bridgewater needs to get into camp practice. I'd take a prepared Sudfeld than a quarterback that doesn't know the playbook. Well, you understand it's the backup position, and they got Sudfeld after the 53-man roster was completed, remember? So they could do the same thing here. Sudfeld came in after, right before the NFL season last year. So I could see the same thing. They happen again. And it's a backup role. It's not like Jared Goff's going down, the first play of the first game. Well, hope you win it. Something like that. It's a backup role. 30 more likes to 100. That means we're at 70. Pretty damn good for 118. Get those likes up right meow. And when I see something like that, I got to see how many people are in the building. 140 in the building. That's pretty damn good to start. People are getting excited for this season, and I am as well. The Fords have so much money, they get the meds we've never heard of. Facts. I know, man. They're getting that Elysium bed where it completely heals you. They got the Elysium bed because us normal people ain't living that old. Any surprise battles in the running back group? Justin Jackson's a surprise. Justin Jackson is doing well. Not only can he play a running back, but he's in special teams. He may make it on the team, and that could push a Craig Reynolds off the team. That's an interesting one. Good question right there. But he's been doing really well. You've been hearing his name in camp quite a bit. Happy Dance. It's #FGB. Just had a triple bypass surgery. Oh, my God, 2 weeks ago. I had to get my heart ready for this season and division title. Well, God bless you, Happy Dan. That sounds miserable. I'm glad the surgery went successful. Make sure that you're resting quite a bit. We definitely don't want you to have any sort of long and hurt your heart. So that's scary stuff right there. So I'm praying for you, my guy. #Lions. Will Emmanuel Moseley be available week 1? Don't know. If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said yes. You asked me now, I say I don't know because Dan Campbell said there's a little bit of a setback, and I don't know how big of a setback it is. So I think this is going to be a week-to-week situation. I'll hope that he's available week 1 because we do need him available week 1, but I don't know on that one. I have absolutely no idea. Will Moseley even be on the field before JMO? Yeah, he'll be on the field before JMO. I don't think it's that big of a serious. #FGB. Hey, Mike, hope things are going well. Like the show. Tony Blumensheen, I destroyed your name, but thank you so much. Welcome to the show, and I appreciate you. You're listening because we love it here on there. Everybody show him some love in the comments below. Big fan of Ibrahim. He's going to be a stud. RB number 4. I think a lot of us like Ibrahim. When we signed him as an undrafted rookie, I said I think he makes it over Jamar Jefferson. He's done pretty good in camp. He's shown his bowling ball mentality, and he's got some fire to those legs. So I think he does make it. I think he does. Let's see. Do we have any update on the Branch injury? No, I don't think it's anything serious, though. Nothing serious at all. I wouldn't even worry about it. If it was serious, we would have known by now. Some of these players are just going to get dinged up in camp. That is life. I think it's one of those situations. And generally speaking, I've been doing this for a long time. Rookies, when they get dinged up, they're not used to the full speed of training camp and the NFL, so they get dinged up a little bit more in college. They don't train as much, so you see this happen quite a bit. 15 more likes to 100 likes, and we're going to get that Ultra Combo for you, folks. That's what we're going to do and get it going. Let's get another question. Don't call it a setback. That's what he said. Don't call it a setback. Well, it is a setback. Micro Mike is so quick-witted. Love watching you, brother. Thanks for the laughs, and thanks for your service, my man. Well, thank you so much, Chad Fletcher. I really do appreciate you. Appreciate you hanging, being a subscriber, and being a Lions fan, and doing all of that stuff. Let's see. Mike, will Jahmyr Gibbs have 700 yards rushing and 700 yards receiving by my best friend there, Raw Podcast? Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He's my buddy. He knows it all. Ooh, that's so hard to say, TA. 700 yards. I'm going to say no. It just seems unlikely that that's going to be the case because there's just so many damn weapons on offense. But he's going to be used a lot. So I'm going to say take the under, but not far from the under. Not far. Mike, your stream looks good on a new laptop. I got a desktop here, 4 monitors, and it's like a supercomputer. So thank you, my man. I appreciate you. Over, under a Hutch, 14 sacks. I'm taking the over. I said 15. I think Aidan Hutchinson gets 15 sacks with the better secondary that will give him an opportunity to have that half second longer. And those sacks he missed out last year, that was very close, he will get them this year. I do believe so. That's what I'm going to go with. Over at 15. We are 11 likes away, 162 in the Chizat. Make sure you hit that like button. Would you cut Romeo or Julian? I don't think both make it pretty deep at defensive end. I think Romeo makes it. I don't believe Julian makes it. I think Julian is a roster cut candidate and or a trade candidate before the 53 occurs, like a player swap or something like that. I don't think he makes the 53-man roster. Romeo does, though, because he is a player that is doing rotation opposite of Charles Harris. Is Hutch our Nick Bosa? Nick Bosa is so damn good. I'm not ready to put him at Nick Bosa's status because Nick Bosa is one of the best defensive players in all of football. With that said, Nick Bosa has been injured as of late, and that does hurt his production. But can Aidan Hutchinson become a Nick Bosa? Yes. Am I going to put him right there right now? No. That's a lot of pressure to put on Aidan Hutchinson, and that's just way too much because Nick Bosa is he's a proven commodity of like one of the best players in all of football. Hashtag FKR. Do you think the defense will actually be rated 15th this year? Lisa, I think it could be around there. Yeah, 100%. We're seeing it in training camp. Yeah, the offense has had its time because it's an elite offense. But then you're seeing defense has its time. And I think it's much better than it was last year. Yeah, I could see a 15, a 12 to 15, 12 to 16 for sure. Let's see. Defense going to play. Hutch going defensive player of the year. I'm not going to say defensive player of the year. That's quite a bit of a jump, but he's going to make some noise for sure. Mike, can I get a regular combo for getting married tomorrow? J. Will fan?
Combo breaker!
Congrats on getting married, my man. We appreciate it that you're getting married. Congratulations to you and your wife. That is a day that you will never forget. Absolutely never forget. Now, I'm not going to lie. I kind of do forget my last marriage. It's a good thing, though. But we're 4 likes away from that ultra combo. 4 likes away. Hashtag Lions. Will Jahmyr Gibbs be our Dalvin Cook for the Lions? I think Jahmyr Gibbs will be our Alvin Kamara for the Lions. I think that's what he's going to be. All around Alvin Kamara, a player of that stature, used like a Deebo Samuel. So he's going to be a Swiss Army knife for our beloved Detroit Lions. If I miss your question, just repost it. I'm not being a dick. It's because I missed it. It happens. Why? Because my name is Mike. I am not a high IQ. I am a regular guy. I cannot fly, but I can read this question by Scott ICU 43. Hashtag Martin Broderick. Lions next, Jerry Ball. Let's slow down the expectations of Broderick Martin right now. I think that they'll slowly implement him in. We really don't need him to be like an immediate starter or anything like that. Just take the time, and we will be good to go. How will the Lions play James Houston this season? The same as last season. A lot of pass rush opportunities, just a little bit more. I think that's exactly how they're going to use them. Let's see where we at with the likes. Where we 101. Everybody put Ultra Combo in there. We did it.
Ultra Combo! Combo Breaker! Ultra Combo! Combo Breaker!
Man, we Ultra Comboed that bad boy and knocked him right off the screen. This was a great, we got an Ultra Combo done before 1:30. That is, I think that's a new record, so huge shout out to you guys. The achievement was done. Ultra Combo, got it in there. Can we get a Hadouken? Yep.
Hadouken!
Let's do another one.
Hadouken!
Let's do one more.
Hadouken!
Yeah, Hadouken. Hey, I'm a retro gamer. How can you not love retro gaming? Hashtag James Houston going for 15 sacks. Boy, if he gets 15 sacks, then the Lions defense is going to a different level, because I have 15 for Aidan. That would be 30, just those two combined. Who do you got starting linebacker week 1? I got Anzalone Campbell with Barnes and Ruggery mixed up of third linebacker set. Andrew, that's exactly what I have. I have Alex Anzalone. He's secure as that guy. Jack Campbell next to him, and Derek Barnes and Malcolm coming in with Derek Barnes right now getting a little bit more. I think he's starting to surpass, and I think that's good. I did an all-you-can for you guys as well. I do like that one. I'm trying to see if I can get, we got Toasty. Like that Toasty. Yoga Fire. So we got some Mortal Kombat up in there. Oh, we got to get the definite Mortal Kombat up in this mug. Let's get this one. All right.
Finish him.
There we go. So Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and Killer Instinct. We are going combat games up in this mug right now. Wow, this season is really going to be something else. It is, Mofo Jimbo. I really do believe that this season is going to be one to remember. I truly do. I think it's going to be the first time that I can remember, because remember, I was 6 years old when they last won a playoff game. I really don't remember that. So this is the first time I think that the Lions are going to win the NFC North. They've never done that before. Host a playoff game and win a playoff game. And that will take that monkey off the Lions' back that has been on there for freaking decades. And all you older Lions fans that's been watching it in your right 60s and late 50s, 60s, and 70s, finally, you get some freaking good news, because you guys have been doing it for a long effing time, and it's terrible that you've been waiting for so long to get the Lions to be a relevant football team. Jonathan Anton, will Rodriguez be starter by the end of the year next to Campbell? No, I don't think he will be. I think it would be Jack Campbell, still Alex Anzalone. Alex Anzalone, I think, started the whole year. They love Alex Anzalone. He's the guy that gives out the play calls. He's going to be the guy this year. Remember, they gave him a 3-year extension. So he's going to be here. Do you think Charles Harris just be given a starting job without having to compete? Who's better pass rusher, Harris or Houston? No, I think he's on the defensive line because he's a good defensive lineman. He's a good edge rusher. James Houston is not just primarily used as he pass rushes, but he plays in the linebacker, and then he'll pass rush. James Houston's more of that. It's a prototypical edge rusher. They trust him more. He's done it. He's a veteran. I think they like him all around a little bit more. I'm not saying that he's better than James Houston. I love James Houston. But they're kind of taking it a little bit slow with him. Remember last year, 15 plays basically a game. So, and that was halfway through the season. And so they're setting him up for success, as they should. That's what they got to do. You got to set your young players up for success. So I have no problem with it. I do want them to step it up, though, with more James Houston on the field. And I do believe they're going to do that. I want to buy one of those new helmets. Love the look. I love the look as well. I think it's great. I love the new blue. I like the old logo. I think it looks fire. Now, the gray uniforms with it, not really fun of a match for me. It's not really good. But other than that, I do like the helmets. How many road games did the Lions win this year? They had 4 last year. I'll go with 5 road wins. 5. I go. Well, actually, don't they got more road games this year? So they do got more road games, that extra road game. So maybe 5 or 6. I'll go there because they do it. It's not 8. I think they got 9 road games this year. So I'll go with 6. I think they can up it. And they're pretty damn good on the road. They've shown that they can do it. But guess what? When you're a team that can run the football, you can win on the road, and they can run the football. So that's really important. And they got good at the offensive line. That's how you win road games. That's what you got to do. And that's the problem the Lions have had for many years is they've never had a good offensive line, and they couldn't run the football, but it's different now. Andrew says, I regret hating Goff year 1. He's going to be the first quarterback to bring us a consistent winning team. He's becoming a baller. I know a lot of people hated on Jared Goff when we traded for him. I'm like, whoa, he's not a window licker, guys. He's not the greatest quarterback in the world, but they're making this guy out to be terrible. He's not that damn bad. Oh, man. Mike, any thoughts on the love overthrowing all his receivers so far? Overthrowing all. He's not throwing all over. Jared Goff's not overthrowing his receivers. He's not perfect by any means, but I don't think he's overthrowing anybody. Maybe he's had a bad errant throw here and there, but he ain't Tim Boyle. That's for sure. He's definitely not Tim Boyle. Let's see. I don't believe Goff is going to be better than Kirk Cousins. There's two different things, the difference between Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff. Cousins cannot win the big game when you're on, like the lights are on you and everybody's watching, and he's only won 1 playoff game. Jared Goff can. Now, Kirk Cousins got better stats. Jared Goff has better balls, okay? And anybody knows I like Kirk Cousins. He's a Holland, Michigan local hero here, okay? I live in Holland, Michigan. I want him to do good unless it's hurting the Detroit Lions because he's a local legend. But let's be honest here. He's been in the league for a long time now, and he's not been able to do it when the lights are on, and Jared Goff can do it when the lights are on. And I take that stat over any other stat. Sometimes you got that ice in your veins, and sometimes you don't got it. It just is what it is. Would you trade Stafford straight up for Goff right now? Absolutely not. Folks, Matthew Stafford's back is wrecked. Last year, he was out for the year. Before that, when he won the Super Bowl, yeah, he did play, but the 2 years before that, broken back. Stafford is broken. Look, he's got an elite arm, but all it takes is one hit, and he's done. That they literally tried to trade him this offseason due to the money. So, no, I would not trade. I was happy with the trade of Stafford and Jared Goff in the 2 firsts. I was so happy for that. So, no, to me, it's going backwards. Jared Goff right now is the leader of this offense. Whether you like Goff or not, he knows the offense well. He's taken command. Hendon Hooker's behind him, for the future. So, no, he has a great ball placement, and that's why Mims will excel in Detroit. You know what? Wolvalion, make sure you subscribe to his channel, by the way. And, Mims is doing pretty good. And I tell you what, if he can get the ball placed and Mims can catch it, that is, man, with him and J-Mo, we're talking speed right there, folks. And that could be lethal. That could be freaking hurting people. My question is, how much of an impact is Mark Brunell on Goff? Everyone throws love to the OC. I'm sure he's a big impact. Mark Brunell played well in the NFL, starter. I think he I don't think he got to a Super Bowl, but he came close. But he was a damn good quarterback. I mean, he wasn't an elite quarterback, but he was a damn good quarterback. So I think there's a big impact on him. Nothing compares to you. Thank you so much, man. Hashtag bank account is not matching June, July, and August plans. Ugh. You and your bank account's not matching. That's not good. Lions going 8-0 at Ford Field this season. Boy, if they do, that would be magnificent. Magnificent. Do you think it will be some surprise cuts coming to get to the 53? Yeah, I do. I think there's going to be a lot of sad people, fans, and players that you may have liked that get cut, like a Julian Okwara. I think he's a potential one that could get cut. I just don't. Maybe a Chase Lucas gets cut. Maybe a Craig Reynolds gets cut because Justin Jackson's coming in there. So those are some of the names that potentially could be cut. What am I having for dinner? You know, I have not figured that out yet. Yesterday I had shish kebab. Make shish kebab and I burnt the hell out of my finger. That sucked. For today, don't know. Big D with the update on defense. Do you think Anzalone leads the team in tackles again? I think he could. If Anzalone plays the second half that he did last year, this year, that would be really damn good, and he could, because second half of last year, he was great. He really was good. First half of the year, it was Anzahu. The second half of the year, it was like, Anzalone, damn. Look at that guy. I mean, like, he was running fast and making some tackles for losses. It was really good. Changed his entire pre-snap count. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he has. The Rams sold their future for a Super Bowl. They also paid for the Lions for a future success. They did. I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, I would have sold our future for a Super Bowl as well. You know, it's nice for us now. It's a win-win for both teams. Lions, Jets, Super Bowl, terrorize Rodgers again. Then you'd have Kirby Joseph have like 4 interceptions in the Super Bowl if that occurs. That'd be nice because he loves Karen Rodgers. Excited I picked up my tickets for 2 home games earlier in the offseason before the hype was where it is now. DJ Steezy, you are 100% correct, and guess what? You're going to enjoy it being those home games. Other than Teddy, what free agent quarterback do you want to be at our backup? No one. No one really. Look, I'm fine with what we got right now. Hendon Hooker is the eventual guy. So I'm not too worried. So it'd be Bridgewater or bust, I guess. I think him and Hooked is a game changer. His pocket presence will excel for sure. I like it when the Jags had him. Yeah, Mark Burnell was with Jag for a long time. Let's see. Levi's health might be the reason we didn't go for defensive tackle in the draft earlier in the 3rd round. Possible. I still have my doubts on Levi just because he has barely played. But if he can play, that's a massive boost for the Lions' defense and defensive tackle position. It really is. Hey, fellas, do you think our defense could be underrated as far as not knowing the impact of Harris, Levi, and Pascal may have? It very well could be. It could be. I'm not going to say underrated yet. I feel like I know where they're at on the defensive line, and I have a good idea. Could be. Do you think we should be sleeping on the Bears? Look, when it comes to the Chicago Bears, I think they're a 7-8 Wood football team. I don't know if that's really sleeping. That's my expectations. If you think they're worse than that, I guess that would be sleeping, but I honestly believe they're a 7-8 win football team, so I wouldn't consider that sleeping on them. That's just my expectations. That is my expectations. What day you going to Lions training camp? Mike from Mike Reed. I don't know yet. I'm still waiting on a phone call or a text that says, Mike, this is the day you go. We are set for you. And then I say, okay, cool. Oh, hold on. I got to do something really, really quick. And just give me 1 second, guys. I'm getting hit up asking for a link. And so I'm going to get that link really quick. But 217 in the chat. Amazing. You guys are absolutely awesome today. It went to 216. It's about to go to 217 because I just got asked to send the link, and I just seen it now. And so I'm sending it right now. Where are we bringing the hammer? All over the field. We're going to bring the hammer all over the field. Yeah, I think we are. I think we're not going to be punk defense this time. We're not going to be little girl defense this time. We're going to be a lot stronger. I think we're already good on the field from an offensive standpoint, but when it comes to defense, y'all already know. Is Chris Jones make sense for the Lions money-wise? Now, I'm going to ask you all in the comment section right now. Should the Detroit Lions trade for Chris Jones? Y for yes and N for no. Let's do a snap poll on this bad boy. If you don't know who Chris Jones is, he's the 29-year-old interior defensive tackle from the Kansas City Chiefs, 310 pounds, 15.5 sacks last year for Kansas City. He is a wrecking ball. He loves to recover fumbles. 2 this past season, 12 all the way around, 65 sacks for a career. He is a massive player in the NFL. He is one of the best defensive tackles in football. Okay, so if you're to trade for a defensive tackle of the caliber of Chris Jones, it's an all-in deal here because it's going to cost you 2 first-round picks at least. But the pain of pain for the 2 first-round picks is you're getting a player that's going to send you to compete for a Super Bowl. But it's not just the draft picks. He wants a new contract. And the contract between the number 1 defensive tackle paid right now in football at $31 million in Aaron Donald and $24 million in Quinnen Williams, he's going to want between 24 and 31. And my speculation's around $27 to $28 million a year. If the Detroit Lions were to trade for Chris Jones, you're going to give him this massive-ass contract, and it's going to affect Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aidan Hutchinson, potentially Jared Goff. That is something that you got to think about. And Jonah Jackson, that's what you got to think about. It would affect them because you can't pay everybody big-ass contracts like that and expect your team to be full of talent. So, as much as I would love Chris Jones, and he's a fantastic talent, I think we should focus on the draft to find our own Chris Jones, to find our own defensive tackle talent. We found Aidan Hutchinson. We found Kirby Joseph, right? We found Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell. We found all these talented players. I think we all should trust Brad Holmes to find talent in the draft. I think that we should. And if we continue to draft players, then you don't have to, do the free agent route all the time. Then you're a team that's consistently with young talent. And a player goes, you just redraft the replacement. That's what the Philadelphia Eagles did, and it's working out really well for them. That's what good teams generally do. Look at Kansas City Chiefs. They traded Tyreek Hill last year. What happened? They won a Super Bowl. So they understand that you can't just pay everybody, because if you pay everybody, it wrecks your cap. Some of these teams that are paying these quarterbacks insane amount of money, they're going to have a good quarterback, no doubt. But you're not going to have the talent around him. And it's happening team after team after team. And now we're starting to see that filter into other positions, one such being the defensive tackle position. So I'm going to say no, but make no mistake about it. Chris Jones is a game changer, and it would be an all-in move. And I don't think they're going to do it anyways. That's just me. Don't sleep on Aleem McNeil 3-tech this year. Boy looks strong and faster. That's what I'm hearing. He looks stronger and faster. When the pads get on, we'll really get to have an idea of what the dream Aleem McNeil is going to be doing on the field. For sure. And if you know who I'm talking to, I sent you the link. If you're listening, appreciate you actually wanting to listen into my voice. And hopefully you're feeling better. Hopefully your eye is better. Hopefully the flu is down. Everybody in the comment section put prayers for Mike's friend. I don't want to say the person's name because the person wants to be anonymous. Just say prayers for Mike's friend. How old is Jones? He's 29 years old, been in the league 9 seasons. I'll take Christian Wilkins. I have one quality vet up front. Brad Holmes will not hamper the team when it comes to the salary cap, and I concur right there. He's not going to do that. He's not New Orleans Saints. He's not even what we've seen in Millenhue, right? Martin Mayhew, who strapped us a little bit with the big contracts. And, I think he's about the draft. And if you listen to him talk, that's his thing. And the way he should be, that's what a general manager really should do, right? TA is their main focus. I talk to TA about this behind the scenes every freaking day. The main focus and why the Detroit Lions have sucked for years in and years out is we didn't know how to draft in the mid to late rounds. That affects a team because if you can't find that freaking talent, your team is going to suck. And we've always had to rely on free agency for everything. Free agency should be a supplement to your draft, okay? It shouldn't be everything. You need to find your St. Browns. You need to find your Jerry Jacobs. You need to find Derek Barneses and your Jonah Jacksons and these players that are going to be all over your football team. That's not necessarily in the early rounds. That's what it is. It's 100%. Excuse the spell. Yeah, excuse it. Yeah, we definitely want it to go. Our quarterbacks are taking too much of the salary cap. It is taking a big part of the salary cap, and, it's going to affect those teams. And it does. You can't put talent around there. Sewell and St. Brown are going to be $200 million together. Can't afford Chris Jones unless Hooker's the starter. Yeah, you're right. And that's why you got to think about the future. Hungry Panda is 100% correct. Yes, we can afford him right now. We're at $24 million under the cap, and you can make a move if you're to give him a $29 million a season. But it's not this year we're worried about. It's the following year. It's the year after that. It's being the LA Rams, and you're cash strapped, and now you gotta give up everybody. We don't want to be that. We want to be winning year in and year out. We want to be a team that knows how to acquire talent via the draft. Young talent. That's what we want to be known for. Do you think Hush will be double team more than last year? If so, who will step up? Great question. He could be double team more. Now, I was thinking potentially that it could be a little bit less, but if his game goes up more, defense is going to have no other option but to double team him. That's what they did to Ndamukong Suh. That's what they do to Nick Bosa. That's what they do to all these really good pass rushers is they just don't have a choice. If this player steps up and is just a game wrecker, you cannot let him go freely at your quarterback. You're going to have to put another extra body on him. And not just a chipping tight end. We're talking about a guard, right? So if his game elevates to the next level, there's going to be no choice. But guess what? If you're an elite pass rusher like a Nick Bosa, you make it work anyways because you're just so damn good. Mike has, better stats. Goff stats last year killed it. Better stats. Ooh, I think Goff will have better stats this year. I think he's going to start off. I don't necessarily saying he's going to be like the second half year Jared Goff because that is extremely rare, but I think he'll be much better than the first half of last year. Thus, he could get like 33 touchdowns and like 9 interceptions, 4,500 yards passing. I could definitely see a situation like that. Seems like all the salaries are out of control and the running backs get nothing, just crazy. Yeah, the running back position is absolutely devalued, and every other position gets explosive. That's because the running back position, you can find good running backs in all part of the draft, and their time in the NFL is much less compared to like a defensive tackle or an edge rusher. They don't last as long in the NFL because they're taking all that beating up front. Their position is to run the football into a middle of a tornado. A big body's tearing them down, and they're getting hit by 300-pounders when they're 210 pounds or 220 pounds. So that's why their body just takes a beating. Do you think that the linebacking depth We have now AG switches to a 4-3. No, I don't think he switches to a 4-3. I think there'll be situations where he does 4-3, but I also think there'll be situations where he'll do a 2-5, 3-4. I think we're seeing right now in training camp that he is using players like Brian Branch all over the place. He's mixing things up. He's doing NASCAR, and he's utilizing a lot of the DBs in different spots as well, even to do some pass rush stuff. So I don't necessarily see it being a 4-3, even though I like the 4-3 personally. That's my favorite system. But I see him doing a mixture of pretty much everything. Predominantly having 2 linebackers, though, out there. Pads come off tomorrow, I know. Isn't that nice? Absolutely nice. Do you think we sign free agent and trade for a player before the start of preseason? Look, they could easily sign a player that's not a big name, so that is very possible, especially when the 53-man roster is cut down. I think you'll see on the bottom end of the roster get turned over a little bit, maybe a player here and there, 1 or 2. If they do a trade, it'd be a player swap type of thing. I don't think it's going to be anything of stature. I don't think it's going to be some giant trade like a Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, or a Chris Jones, or anything like that. It would be more of the bottom-end roster, and that's what he's shown throughout his tenure as general manager, Brad Holmes. So I could see a situation like that, but something big, I don't see it. Or in this case, a Hunter Renfrow might not make the Raiders roster. If he doesn't make the Raiders roster, he's going to be signed. He won't make it to the Lions. He'll be on another team that really needs a wide receiver. I could see the Chicago Bears being a team like that. I can see a team like the Green Bay Packers, hell, the Vikings, a lot of NFC North teams. Detroit doesn't make a lot of sense because other teams would be willing to outbid them, and that's facts. Ryan Gibson, hashtag Detroit. My brother is why I started watching the NFL, let alone the Detroit Lions. He sadly passed away last year, and I'm dedicating this year to him. I truly feel this Detroit year. Rest in peace, Rob. Everybody in the comment section do RIP Rob. Sorry for your loss of your brother. That's terrible. He is in heaven watching you, and hopefully, you and your family are doing well. I know that type of stuff is very tough. Dale says, I think we sign Bridgewater. I think we do as well. It's possible. To blame the running back situation on Andrew Peterson. He milked the cow for years. The organization has figured it out. Adrian Peterson, though, he kind of beat a lot of the stereotypes, man. This guy was playing into, I think he was 33. Al Johnson, if St. Brown goes down with a serious injury, are the Lions good enough to still win? I'm really concerned about losing him or Hutchinson to a long injury. I can't see them being able to replace. I don't think you can replace those guys at all. They're not replaceable players. Can they manage? I think the offense would take a hit. I think the defense would take a hit for sure. I don't think they would be as dynamic as what they are. I don't think it'd be a lost season, but it would definitely take a hit. You can't replace those guys. You just can't. St. Brown and Jared Goff are right now tied at the hip, and Aidan Hutchinson is an absolute stud. So, yeah, you can't do it. Elite running backs should be paid the worth of Saquon Barkley, New York. Not Daniel Jones, who's a meteor. Daniel Jones is cheeks. I'll never understand why they pay Daniel Jones $40 million a year. Oh, my God. Just go get Hendon Hooker. Better. Look, the Giants didn't win. Didn't win the playoffs because of Daniel Jones' ability. They got in the playoffs, in my opinion, because of Saquon Barkley staying healthy. That's what it is. Holy moly. Let's see. Prayers, absolutely, to you and yours. An unfortunate thing, 100%, and that's what we do on here. We're a family. We're all one pride. We help each other out. We pray for each other. That is the thing that we do. And so it's good to see the community show some love to Rob in the comment section and his family. Hashtag what's up, Mike? Go Lions. Absolutely. Let me get that forward down the field thing. Let me get it. Oh, wrong one. Oopsie. Let's see. Let's do one more. Hell no. Why not another one? We love that song. When it played, it means we had a good day. It means our beloved Detroit Lions are getting some victories. They are, and they are. Should we re-sign Jonah this year? How much would be too prohibitive? 4 years, $15 million a year. I think $13 million a year for Jonah Jackson would be fine. $13 million. I do think that they are going to re-sign Jonah Jackson. I have no doubt that they're going to re-sign Jonah Jackson. So it's just a matter of time, not if. Off topic. Do you think Netflix will make a theme song for your channel? Because that would be awesome. Oh, Netflix. I think he said Netflix. Netflix. Tell them to get a hold of me. Hey, Netflix. Hey, I'm showing you love to your music. All right? Show some love back to me, dog. Hit me up. Y'all know where I'm at. You can find me on Facebook. At Mike Kimber on Twitter. At Mike Kimber on this damn YouTube channel right now talking to you. That's where you can find me. It's not hard to find me. I'll see you. Hashtag Motor City, Dan Campbell. Thank you, guys. I love this family, Ryan Gibson. That's what this is about. This is not just about talking Lions. This is coming together as one unit and one pride. 100%. If the staff likes what they see from Hooker when he suits up, would you give Goff a new deal or roll with Hooker on a rookie deal? Sheesh. You know, it's a big season for Jared Goff, in my opinion. I think if he does really well and we win a playoff game, I think you should resign Jared Goff, okay? Because he did something that the Lions haven't done in a long time. I think we got to think about the lack of production and lack of victories and lack of championships this team has had. And if he does something that Matthew Stafford couldn't do, and I know it's not all him, it's never all one person, but you do got to have a quarterback with ice in their veins to win a playoff game, home playoff game, then I think you do. If he comes out and does 33 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 4,500 yards passing, win the NFC North and win a playoff game, I think you have to. And guess what? That's a good thing. That means you have a good situation at the quarterback position with starter and backup and Hooker. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. Folks, we've been on for an hour, and you already know what time it is. I appreciate everybody hanging out for this hour. I know Woodward Sports is about to go live, so go ahead and check them out. You got Braylon Edwards, Ermani, those lovely folks on there. Go ahead, jump in their stream and tell them I sent you. With that said, folks, adios.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory, yeah. Don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring, just want a life that is worth every day exploring,
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.